Truth is eternal, unending, immortal, everlasting. Truth is balanced. Truth is balance. Balance and harmony between all virtues. And this is the beauty of the sign of Libra. Libra is about virtues and value and balance. This is why Libra is related with truth and justice, because these ideals, these qualities that exist within each and every one of us, each soul, these are beautiful. Truth is beauty. Truth is beautiful. When I have Mercury in Libra, I value truth and beauty and justice in my words. And so I have to ask myself, wow, my words, like this sword of beauty, the sword of truth, the sword of justice. I have to ask myself, in what way am I communicating? In what way am I speaking? Am I speaking from a space of the limited I, right? The limited I being of judgment. This is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong. Or am I speaking from the truth of virtues, powers, all having to work harmoniously as one on the basis of love, of courage, of faith. Mercury in Libra, sometimes we can sort of pander or allow doubt to sort of cloud our communication, the way that we see, the way that we hear what's happening. There's this feeling of a lot of mental energy possibly bouncing back and forth between the self and the other, the viewpoint of the self, the viewpoint of this one, of that one, and wanting to balance all the different viewpoints that are being shared by all the different individuals. It's a political sign, it's a diplomatic sign. And there's this feeling that when I align myself with my own personal values, when I'm stable in that truth and the awareness of who I am, how I see, and what I feel. And this is all based on virtue, right? My values, because this is Libra, a Venusian sign. When I'm stable in this, I'm able to hear the truth in what souls are sharing. I can hear the truth. I can hear what the soul is seeking, what virtue they're seeking. Let's say that it's a situation where souls are having conflicting viewpoints, and I, as the Libran, am seeking to validate and support all the different viewpoints and experiences of the souls around me. But I can't do that if I'm only listening to the words, if I'm listening to the chaos, maybe to the fear, the insecurity, the feeling of not being on steady ground, with this sort of Libra flip-flop back and forth, not taking a side, not taking a stance. When I'm able to be stable, grounded in the truth of who I am, and that experience of who I am, and this makes me think about the power of Taurus, stable. Taurus doesn't waste its energy. Taurus is stable. Same thing with Scorpio. It's opposing sign, sister sign. Scorpio doesn't waste energy either. Where Taurus is stable, Scorpio is concentrated. And in both states, there is a lack of wastage. There is incredible power. With Taurus, we see this manifested physically. Taurus is physically strong, an unmovable, unshakable force. With Scorpio, it's manifested mentally and emotionally. The power of Scorpio's feelings are transformative for the soul, for the self, the phoenix rising from the ashes, and from those around Scorpio who take benefit from their example and decide to change themselves. Scorpio has this purifying quality in that way. And Taurus has simplicity. Simplicity is also about truth, what's honest. That which is honest is true, right? That which is true is simple. Simplicity is a virtue related to purity as well. So they both have to do with purity. But when we look at Libra, Libra is also about values because it's a Venusian sign. And so when I'm stable, grounded, solid, balanced, because Libra is agile. When I'm balanced in the truth that I recognize as being true within myself as a Libran, I'm able to tune in and listen to the experiences of my peers. What are they wanting to experience? I can see that there's conflict and possibly chaos, but what does this soul desire? I had an experience with a woman. I was listening to her, and I had a feeling of stillness. This is the beauty of Mercury and Libra. With Mercury and Libra, we can find that there's this desire to bounce ideas off of another person so that we can get clear on what it is that we believe, what it is that we understand, what it is that we think. And I've definitely experienced this. Same thing for studying. I like to study in pairs, not even groups. I just like to study with another person. It helps me, I find, helps me think. And so with Mercury and Libra, when I'm able to be stable, with this woman, I was able to be in the experience of myself. And instead of wanting to defer to her and ask her questions about, I guess, what it is that I think or feel, this beautiful power of Mercury and Libra, I was asking questions whilst listening to the deeper communication, tuning into a deeper bond, not between body and body, but between soul and soul. And the soul deals in virtues. The soul speaks the language of virtues, of powers, of values. And so I'm listening to her, and I'm tuning in, and I'm asking questions about what she's saying. Questions that feel guided by this internal truth, that I'm tapped into my own personal truth, right? Libra balancing the self and the other. We can't merge. We must act harmoniously and balance with each other. So I'm in this experience, and as we're discussing, I tune into a sense. There's this feeling like, I think I know what this soul wants or is desiring, seeking, in what they're speaking and what they're trying to share or communicate. And it was the virtue, the value of respect. It felt like she wanted me to respect her. And so she wants to be in the experience of her virtue, which is respect. For someone else, maybe it's, I want to be in the experience of my courage. And so, I want you to empower me, or I want you to love me because I want to be in the experience of feeling that I'm valuable and that I'm worthy of love. And like souls have different desires. Everyone has different desires at different points in the day. And so I tune into, she wants respect. And so I'm listening, and I'm wanting to send this vibration of respect to this soul, to my sister. And I'm listening, and I even say, I respect you, I think you're just so, and I go into the experience of respect that I see in her, the way that I see the value of respect in her. And her face just lights up. She is just so happy. She looks so happy. And the conversation starts to shift at that point. It's no more of, I guess it was a bit of like complaining, sweet complaints in the conversation. Now it's different. we're speaking less words, and it feels like there's some sort of satisfaction in the bond between us. And I see this as being the power of Mercury and Libra, is that, I'm able to make the right decision, make the right choice, the right ruling, the right judgment. Because the judgment isn't about, well, this is right and that's wrong, or your viewpoint is correct. It's not only a logical sort of experience, it's a heartfelt feeling experience. And there's reasoning that's happening in that experience, right? It's the head and the heart coming together. I had to be able to listen and discern in what words she was sharing, whilst also listening with my heart to tune into the feelings, so that I could get a more whole picture of whatever it is that the soul was seeking to communicate. And upon feeling that the soul is communicating this desire for respect, I test it out. It's very logical, right? I test it out. I say, I respect you. And I can feel a vibrational shift, and her face changes. And so I know that something was done right. Maybe not everything was done right, but something was done right. And I tuned into a deeper truth, a deeper value. Instead of focusing on what's right or true on the surface, right? Superficiality is also associated with Libra, a shadow quality. I'm able to dive deep by being stable in my balance as a Libran, Mercury in Libra. And I'm able to listen with love, and uncover a deeper truth that not only feeds that soul, but feeds the soul. Because through this interaction, I'm given the opportunity to experience, to re-emerge my own feelings, my own feeling of respect, of that virtue. That's what that soul gifted me in this moment. And so I feel appreciative. I feel loved. I feel warm, and I guess now I'll say merged in the experience of my identity as a soul, which is deep and profound and unmoving. Excitement feels good. Like I got concert tickets, I'm excited. There can be anxiety sometimes. Oh, there's this new experience that's gonna come up. We feel all sorts of changeable emotions, but feelings are deep and nurturing and nourishing. And when I'm stable in that feeling, any of the feelings are my virtues. I'm stable in the experience, the truth of my awareness, the awareness that I am a soul and I am immortal. I am immortal. I am immortal. I am living. I am living. I am an embodiment of truth. I am stable. I never die. I never perish. Where the body dies, where the body perishes, because it's material, right? It's fleeting. Whether someone lives for 10 years, 35 years, 84 years, the body goes, but I, the soul, remain. I am immortal. What they say about physics and energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. I, the soul, am an individual who is sovereign over myself, and I get to be in the experience of that, of who I am, my virtues, my powers, as an individual, as a soul. And so I see this as the beauty of Mercury in Libra, being able to be present, to listen, being able to see that no one's bad, right? Instead of projecting, I get to be present and stable in the truth that we're all very, very similar. We're all souls, we're all brothers. And I get to take strength and support of that truth, that powerful truth, that image of truth. For me, that image of truth is God. And I also get to see how I can be like Teflon, how I can protect and nurture myself with this power of love, of virtue. You know, even though someone may be saying words that aren't the nicest, negativity, it's like I'm clearing away, letting go of all that negativity, and I'm wanting to tune in, wanting to focus in to the truth. I want to get to the truth. I want to find the truth. I want to be a detective for the truth. I've got Mercury and Libra in the 8th house, also in the 7th house. 7th house also has to do with shadows. 8th house has to do with being a detective, investigating the taboo, etc. And so in this way, I get to hone in, concentrate. 8th house also has to do with concentration. Investigation requires concentration. I get to hone in, concentrate, contemplate about what truth is buried within the soul, which is seeking to come out. And it's great because souls are our mirrors. Again, Libra, right? One scale is the self, one scale is one pan is the self, one pan is the other. So it's like the other is also mirroring whatever it is inside of myself, maybe that wants to come out, that needs to come out. And it's beautiful because we get to see how our interactions with souls really are opportunities if I'm willing to listen with love. Because when I move past that superficial layer and I tune in to the value of the soul, I see them as a soul. I have that vision of brotherhood, brotherly love. I'm able to experience that I am a soul as well. That's something that I experience when I see a point of light on the other person's forehead and I concentrate on that. I start to feel a point of light in the center of my forehead, and it helps to remind me that I'm a soul, that I'm not this physical body. And that helps me tune in to the value, the importance of whatever the soul is sharing. Because even if that value isn't necessarily in the words that are being spoken or chosen, the value is in the subtle sound, the subtle feelings, the subtle vibration. Whether it's a vibration of, I'm so happy and I have so much, and so they're sharing beautifully, or if it's the opposite, where someone's seeking something, saying, I'm lacking this, and the guise, the mask, seems to be anger or judgment or resentment or whatever. When I get to let go of that rubbish, remember I am a soul, they're a soul, tune into that virtue, that beauty, even if I discover that it's a lack of a virtue, lack of determination, lack of concentration, lack of love, I can supply that feeling, because all of a sudden I feel powerful enough in that intuitive space to be in that feeling. I've emerged it naturally as soon as I've thought about it and felt about it, right? On this sort of deeper level of wanting to understand, right? That desire to understand. It just comes out of me like, they want respect, right? Like there's this interest. And so I emerge that, and the soul feels it. And it becomes a beautiful, serviceable conversation. So that's the lovely thing. Yes. It's beautiful. And in this way I get to see that I am not alone. That soul seeking respect just like I am. That soul seeking courage just like I am. And we're always just reminding each other, I'm not alone. We're all going through these experiences in the same world, on the same field, together. Yeah.